Hi, we're Angora. Let me introduce our prototype. Our prototype is an optimal scheduled restaurant reservation tool designed to simplify the date planning process. We want to find the optimal time for all stakeholders, the participants, and the restaurants. Our interface combines the practical advantages of a scheduling tool, i.e. Doodle, with an online restaurant reservation interface. We need to ask the following questions. 1. The workflow to make a reservation obvious for both the sender and the invitee. What are the problems users might face while making or modifying their reservation? 3. Does optimal scheduling simplify the data planning process? Each participant was led through two separate tasks. First, the inviters select a restaurant and add a field date and time selection to invitation and then sent to the invite. Second, the invitee receive the invitation and choose the option that best fits their schedule.
Hello, we're at the home page of our interface. Let's choose Peaceful Restaurant as given in our task example. The name of the guest was Sam, and there were two different times on the same date, which is the 28th of November, the first at 6 p.m. and the second time at 7 p.m. Both these times are added to the invitation, and then the invitation is reviewed. We enter the email address of the person from whom we are sending the invitation, and the email address of the person whom we are sending the email invitation to. There is a preset text box which can be changed, which is like a welcome message. And apart from that, we also enter the name of the person we are sending it from. We review the invitation on a dynamic pane on the left-hand side, and now we choose to send the invitation because it looks fine. This clearly shows that there's a code which can be used to check out later. The invitation is still waiting for confirmation, and a copy of this has been sent to our email address. So we open this, and we can find out that all the information is present here. Now let's look at this paradigm from the other side, which is the side of the invitee. So here the person has also received an email, who's Sam, and let's click here to go through the second part of the process. So you can see here that he can choose either one of the two times. He chooses to go ahead with the earlier time, and because he's a nice person, he chooses to confirm. So you can clearly see that he's been invited by Arvind, and the invitation has been confirmed. Now the person who sent the invitation or the person who's received the invitation can both go back and use the given code to check what is the current status. Clearly the status is confirmed and the invitation was successful.
Now we want to discuss a little bit about the limitations of our prototype. We built the prototype with the workflow being the most important. We set up the screen flow in PowerPoint since it allowed us to lay the framework for how each screen progressed to the next one. And while PowerPoint provided great flexibility in terms of being able to quickly design the interface with a consistently minimalistic aesthetic, it was less flexible with interaction design. So for a compromise, we chose to keep the PowerPoint setup and use Axior for the interaction mockup. The scope of our work focused around the invitation and reservation functions, which completely omitted any of the search functions. So everything that was any peripheral functions and features were then redirected to the home screen or back to the task example via the home screen. Another thing that we emphasized was the confirmation of the reservation. We were considering ways in which users could verify that the reservation was successfully made and decided on the email confirmation, which is external to the interface. And this way, invitees are able to easily navigate to our web app through their email, thereby minimizing any learning curve that might be associated with encountering a new interface. And this email feature is actually manually sent as of now.